Okay, we just did a module on finding a 1-4-5 starting on the A string. So I just want to make sure that this does not confuse anybody out there, okay? Here's a 1-4-5 starting on the 6th string. 1, 4, 5. And we know that's G, C, D. Right? Okay, so that's a 1-4-5 starting in the key of G. Now, as I said before, sometimes you're going to want to play in a different key and you're going to run out of frets. So you need to start the 1-4-5 instead of on the 6th string, you need to start it on the 5th. But the pattern changes only slightly, okay? So I'm going to do something slightly different than I did in the last module, and hopefully this will catch on even quicker. Here's a G, right? One, 4, 5, 4, 1, 4, 5, 4, 1. Okay? Now, would you agree that those are both G's? Sounds the same, right? Okay, so if that's a G, and I want to go, right? Now I want to do a 1-4-5, so I'm going to go G, C, and D. Follow me, I'm going to do the same notes that I'm doing here, G, C, and D, but now I'm going to do the C and the D up here. Open is E, F, G, A, B, C, C, and D. Follow that? 8th fret is C, 10th fret is D. So if I wanted to still play in G, I could do a power chord 1-4-5 like this. Now, would you agree that this is the same? One, 4, 5. So, as we had said, if we wanted to play in D, see that pattern that I was doing in G? Right, I'm hitting the bass note on the A string. My 4 is the lower string 2 frets down, and my 5 is the same fret as the 1, but on the lower string as well. So if I did it in D, so what we know, remember these notes? Remember? I played the 3rd guitar chord on the 5th autumn day. What I'm doing here is I'm starting on day, going to guitar, and then to autumn. So that's D for day, G for guitar, and A for autumn. Now we haven't gone over the A chord just yet, but I want to show you something. Here's the D, So it's D, G, A, G, D, G, A, G, D, G, A, G, D, G, A, D. And this is a great way for you to learn the notes all the way up the neck. By playing power chords, because you're going to be able to move them around. You're actually going to be able to read chord charts now, whether it's minor or major, and be able to play along with most songs. I mean, as long as you've got the letter and you know where to go with the power chord, then you're going to be fine. So I think what we need to do is really focus in on what we've just talked about in the last two sessions. So really understand what a 1-4-5 is. It's the 1, 4, and 5 of a major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? And again, you can do the same thing in D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But as we discovered, is the same as. So when we're doing chords, we can go. That's one of the major stumbling blocks a lot of people have. And you know, as you begin to play guitar more and more, yeah, you're still going to use open chords, but you're going to start to use bar chords a lot more too. And bar chords are totally based on power chords. Completely. So if you were to say take an A power chord, it looks like this. If you wanted an A major, it looks like this. Now look at the difference. There's a power chord. Get right up there. There's a power chord. Here's a major chord. Here's a minor chord. There's a slight difference in sound. One's a little bit sadder sounding, but the bottom 3 notes don't change. Okay? And that's the key behind power chords. Eventually we will get onto the chord structure behind major and minor, but at this point you're at a point now where you're, with the strumming techniques that I've given you and that 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 pattern, you should be able to start employing some of this stuff and actually putting together some songs on your own. Just doing a 1, 4, 5. That's all you have to do at this point. Throw together a little bit of a melody and see what you can come up with. And I'd love to be able to hear what you got. So if you're on the site and you're watching this and you've got something that you want to share, come to the forums and drop it off and we'll give it a listen. Anyways, have fun and we'll see you at the next module.